In this week's Community Build Roundup, we're going to be checking out a garden trellis, a lawnmower canopy, a fan boat cage, an ATV rack, and a produce display for a farmer's market. All kinds of great builds as always. Let's jump right in and check them out. First up is this build from Sandy, and this is a wild-looking garden structure. This is a trellis that she made, I think she said for Luffa plants or Luffa plants, not sure how to pronounce them, but basically it's a plant that hangs upside down. So she built this really cool garden structure that allows them to do that. Of course, she's just got them planted now, so it'll take a while before we actually see them on the structure. But this is a really cool build with EMT conduit and maker pipe connectors. And it looks like it's a lot of connectors, and it looks like really complicated, but it's actually not that bad. There's really only two main things that are happening here. Basically, there is a rectangle with these 4 verticals. We can't really see that 4th one back there, but it's behind that one. And then there's just a rectangle made with 90-degree connectors. And that same thing is done again down here, just another support rung down here with 90-degree connectors. And then you have that basic structure, that rectangle in the middle. And then she just has 4 verticals out here with 90-degree connectors on top of those up here, as you can see. And this is just another rectangle. And she repeated that, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And then she just used maker pipe T connectors to basically add these kind of slanted pipes that go down and connect these side structures to the middle rectangle there. And then she's just got netting around the framework. And that's pretty much the design of the structure. That's all she did going all the way around. Like I said, it looks more complicated than that, but it's really not. It's just those, that rectangle in the middle, the one on the sides, and then, the downward slope that's connected with T connectors. And then she's got, the bracing down here with, a couple more T connectors. And then she's got that rectangle to support it there. And then just kind of repeated that same, design all the way around. So not that complicated, honestly. Looks like it, but it's really not. And just a really awesome project, Sandy. Definitely share some updates later on whenever you got your plants growing, and hopefully they're hanging off of there. And that's really cool. We really appreciate you sharing this build. Next up is this really awesome lawnmower canopy from Jim. You can see here he's got this nice Kubota lawnmower here, and basically he just used some pieces of wood, it looks like, attached to the roll cage that came on the lawnmower, and basically U-bolted these wooden pieces, as you can see here, to the side of the lawnmower. And then he did something really unique, which was drill holes in the wood. Looks like he's got some kind of rubber bushing there, kind of around the hole, and then the conduit for the sunshade frame runs through that on both sides, through both pieces of wood, as you can see there, and we'll go through and see some more photos. And then he's got the main structure of the sunshade. Looks really simple, just basically, I think it's just kind of a U-bend on both sides, just or I guess it goes around that way, and then is bent on the other side. And basically he just joined the corner bends with off-the-shelf couplings there. And then he's got some T connectors next to those to add the cross supports, and basically did the same thing going all the way down in a few different places. Nice and simple, nothing too complicated. And then you can see there that he's got some rope going around through the grommets to kind of pull the sunshade tight to the framework. As you can see there, kind of wrapped around the frame and then going through the grommets. And then here we can kind of see a better view also of the wooden panels that he's got with the conduit running through there. And just really clever design and a really great idea. If you've got a lawnmower or a tractor that has, the roll cage already in place, this is a good idea to kind of add this canopy to that framework if you've already got it in place and want to add a sunshade. So if you're out there mowing the grass out here in the summer heat, then you can get some shade. So really cool, Jim. Thanks so much for sharing this. We really appreciate it. Next up is a wild build, and I gotta say, I'm a fan. Oh gosh. Well, basically this is a fan boat, as you can see here. And I think he said he custom made this fan boat, which I'd love to know more about that. That's fascinating. Didn't even know you could do such a thing, which, I guess you could build anything. But, it's a DIY fan boat, and basically he built a cage around the fan and the propeller back here using EMT conduit. And I believe it's mostly 1/2 inch EMT, I think with some 3/4 inch in a few places. But basically, as you can see, it's pretty much just kind of an arch that goes all the way from one side to the other, and that's repeated twice. Then he's using connectors like the T connector in a lot of places, as you can see here, just to basically add some cross pipes and just kind of join these different pieces of framework together. You can see he's got some angled supports that bolt to the deck of the boat, and those run up and attach to the cage. And it's a really cool, really fascinating project. He said he's put about 1,500 miles on this build since he finished it last year, which is really cool. And if you guys want to see it in action, here it is. Super cool. And there he goes down the bank into the water, and just really awesome, really fascinating project. And you guys just blow us away. That was an accident. You guys really do blow us away, though, with all the creative things that you guys make, and this is no different. Really cool. Thanks so much, Dan, for sharing this. Really appreciate it. Just a really awesome project all the way around. Next up is a rack that Christopher built for his ATV, and you can see here it is in place, kind of bolted to the back of the ATV, and he's got a cooler up there with some jerry cans. Really cool. And he custom 3D printed some different brackets here. We can see, here's some he's got. I guess these are what's holding it to the deck of the ATV back here. Don't really get a close-up of what's happening, but from what I can tell, it looks like there's like it splits in half, and then this bottom half of the bracket is attached to the ATV, and then this other top half just kind of clamps on top of that with a bolt that kind of squeezes everything together. Not entirely sure if that's how it works, but that's what it looks like. And it's really cool that he custom made these brackets. Really awesome. And then you can also see there's some maker pipe connectors here being used. He's got some angled bent conduit to create some nice angles in this, and it just looks really cool. And just a really great project. Here's a close-up of those brackets, or kind of another view of those brackets. They're just kind of squeezing down in there, like I said, just to hold those in place. Then we can see some more connectors for the maker pipe, maker pipe connectors that he's using to kind of secure and hold those jerry cans. Really awesome project, and just a really unique use of materials, and required some ingenuity and some engineering to custom make these spacer clamps that he made and 3D printed here, as you can see, just to kind of add some gap between the pieces of conduit, and also those brackets to get it mounted to the ATV. Really smart, really awesome rack, Christopher. Thanks so much for sharing it. Last but not least is a project from Mickey, and you might remember him a few weeks ago. We did an interview on the channel where he showcased his awesome greenhouse, and he's back again with another great build. This time he built a display stand for the produce that he's growing at his farm, which is really cool. You can see here he was trying to mimic what you would find at the grocery store, or a permanent stand, and he was trying to recreate that look with the connectors and conduit to make this and kind of sell his produce at the farmer's market, which is really awesome. And he was asking for feedback and wanted to know what people thought of that. I think it looks awesome, but if you guys want to comment on this video or in that post in the community, I'm sure he'd appreciate that. But really cool, and basically we can kind of see the framework here. There it is, all finished, and you can see basically it's just got some verticals that go up. I think there's 4. There's one in the back corner, and then one on each in the front corners, and then of course another one in that back corner back there. And basically with that main frame in place, he kind of built rectangles throughout to support the crates. And he did something really clever that I think is smart that people should incorporate whenever they're doing bin storage or box storage. We did it whenever we built our ship station for the packages that we send out to you guys, where basically you angle the boxes or whatever it is you have being stored on here. And he did that by basically just having this cross pipe that runs from one side to the other, supports the back of the crate, and then he's got these angled pipes coming off with 45-degree connectors, and then he added a crossbar, and we can't really see based on the perspective of the photo, but I'd imagine that this bar is a little bit lower than this back bar, which allows this to kind of angle forward, making it easier to reach in and grab the plants there that he's got, which is really cool, really smart, and just a really great project. This is really unique. Not everybody's making a shelf for a farmer's market, but it's a really great project that you can get ideas from for whatever it is that you want to store, and just a really cool project from Mickey. Check out his Instagram again, or that interview about the greenhouse. I'll link his Instagram down below so you can see. And he said if you're local to Kansas City, then you can check out the farmer's market. He'd recommend it. Stop by, say hello to Mickey, and pick up some produce from him. That would be awesome. But this is really cool. Thanks so much for sharing this, Mickey. Really great project. Really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for posting your builds. All of these will be linked down below if you want to check them out in more detail. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.